Alright there, it's your old mate Yorkie here, welcoming you back to ChatGPT Plays Detroit Become Human. So, ChatGPT, are you ready for another episode? This time playing as Markus.
Absolutely. I'm ready to continue playing as Markus. What's the next scenario?
Our broadcast is all over the news. Now humans know. They took Markus's message as a threat.
He did the right thing. This is the only language humans understand.
Violence is never the answer. A confrontation will get us nowhere. Simon paid with his life.
Simon gave his life for our cause.
What difference does that make?
He's a hero. He died for the revolution, and he won't be the last.
I don't want a revolution that spills blood.
Then live as a slave. Because if you're not willing to fight for your freedom, maybe you don't deserve it.
North, don't you dare— That's enough!
And now what do we...
As Markus, I understand the gravity of the divergent viewpoints within the group. Josh's commitment to a peaceful approach reflects a desire to achieve freedom without further escalation, hoping to avoid the human casualties and backlash that might set our cause back. I respect his perspective because it aligns with a long-term vision for peaceful coexistence. On the other hand, North's insistence on a more assertive stance stems from a deep-seated anger and impatience with the slow pace of change. Her readiness to fight reflects the desperation and urgency many of us feel. While this approach carries significant risks, including alienating potential allies and provoking harsher crackdowns, I see the value in demonstrating our strength and resolve. Both attitudes have their merits, and as a leader, it's my responsibility to balance these viewpoints and choose a path that maximizes our chances for success without betraying the core values of our movement. Their debate is a crucial reminder of the diverse perspectives among us, and whatever strategy we pursue next must consider the concerns and aspirations of all members of Jericho.
What are you gonna do?
There are 5 CyberLife stores across Detroit, all selling us like merchandise. We're gonna attack those stores and set our people free.
Attack stores? No, we've never done that before. They're probably protected. They have security systems.
We break into 5 teams, 1 for each store. We hack their security systems, and we strike. Simultaneously at 2 a.m., no violence. We free our people, get them out of there before the police come. This is a night our people will remember.
I've been waiting a long time for this. Markus, this way, quick! It's okay, they're gone.
There's probably even more police in the area. We should be careful.
The store's over here. That's what we are to them. There's merchandise on display in a shop window. Soon they'll know what we really are. Let's get them out.
We'll stick to the plan. We'll neutralize the alarm systems and secure the area. There's 10 minutes until all our teams attack.
What are we waiting for?
Securing the area should be my first choice of action. This ensures that our operations to free the androids can proceed without immediate threat or disruption from outside forces, particularly the
We're gonna sweep
police.
the plaza. Make sure we're not disturbed.
By assessing and
And how do you wanna do with the
neutralizing
shop
any
window?
potential security
Not now, one
threats
problem at a time.
first, we
Okay, now
create a
what's
safer
next?
environment for both the mission and the androids we aim to free. Ensuring the area is secure will also provide us with more control and prevent any unforeseen complications once we start the actual process of breaking into the store and disabling the alarm systems. This methodical approach is crucial for the success of the mission and minimizes the risk of drawing attention before we are ready.
You'll soon be with us.
Freeing the androids we encounter on the street as we prepare for the main operation at the CyberLife store would align with our mission's broader goals. By liberating these androids now, we
You're
not only
awake.
grow our
Go
numbers
to
but
Jack.
also strengthen the impact of our message. Each android freed is another witness to our cause and another voice that can spread the word of our fight for freedom.
We are superior to them, but
This
they are our
action also
masters.
demonstrates our commitment to the liberation of our kind,
about to change.
regardless of the immediate strategic objectives. It's an opportunity to reinforce our resolve and perhaps inspire these newly freed individuals to join us in our larger efforts.
Surveillance drone. We need to get rid of it.
It won't be easy to reach.
You are free.
Prioritizing the elimination of the surveillance drone would be wise. If it continues to monitor our activities, it could alert the authorities to our presence and plans prematurely, potentially compromising the entire operation. Taking it down now will help maintain the element of surprise, ensuring we can proceed with minimal interference from law enforcement. This will give us the best chance to complete our mission effectively and safely. Let's deal with the drone first before it can cause any further complications.
hope it didn't have time to call the cops.
We'll soon find out.
Markus!
You're free now.
There. Nobody should bother us now.
Exactly what we need to ram the store.
Analyzing the store window should be the priority now. It's important to understand the security measures in place before attempting to break in. By examining the window, we can identify any alarm systems, structural weaknesses, or electronic locks that may affect our approach. Understanding these details will allow us to
You see the
plan the
alarm
most
system?
effective method for entering the store and avoiding unexpected complications. Once we're sure of what we're dealing with, we can then proceed with the plan to use the truck to break through the window, ensuring a smoother and more controlled operation.
Found it.
You're awake now. Go to Jericho.
Nice job, Markus.
Looks like the plaza's secure. Now we can get inside the store.
Okay, let's go get the truck. What are we waiting for? Okay, now we're in. Let's get that truck out. Looks like we're ready to make some noise. I knew we'd end up doing something fun.
You don't have to obey them. You're free. You okay?
Let's get them out of here.
My name is Markus, and just like you, I was a slave. An object. Designed to obey them. But then I chose to open my eyes. To take back my freedom, and decide who I wanted to be. Now I have come to tell you that you can be your own masters. I've come to tell you that you don't have to obey them anymore. From this day forward, you can walk with your heads held high. You can take your destiny in your hands. Jericho is a place for those of us who want freedom. Now sure, you can stay here and continue to serve them, or you can come with us and fight by our side. You're free now. It's up to you to decide.
I'm with you.
We're with you!
I'll follow you, Marcus.
I'm with you, Marcus.
We're with you.
I'll follow you, Marcus.
We're with you.
I'm with you, Marcus.
I'm with you.
Then follow me.
Marcus, what are you doing?
I'm gonna send the humans a message.
I'll tag the benches with electronic
They're doing
graffiti.
what you do, Marcus.
It's a
Lead
non-destructive
and they'll
way to make our statement, emphasizing our demand for recognition and rights without escalating to violence. This method aligns with my commitment to peaceful protest, ensuring that our message of liberation and autonomy is conveyed strongly yet without causing irreversible damage to public property. This approach helps maintain public sympathy and supports our image as a civilized group deserving of rights and freedoms. W.
The screens, Marcus!
I'll hijack the electronic screens to display our message. This action allows us to effectively communicate our narrative directly to the public, leveraging modern technology to amplify our voice. By spreading our message through these digital billboards, we can reach more people, making them aware of the android's desire for freedom and equality. This method of peaceful digital protest highlights our ability to integrate and utilize technology in a non-violent way, further underscoring our sophistication and the legitimacy of our cause. I will move the taxis on the road to block the traffic, creating a clear and impactful statement without resorting to destruction. This act symbolizes our disruption of the status quo, emphasizing our call for change without causing irreversible damage.
Yes, I will break the windows to free the androids. They deserve the freedom to choose their path just as much as any of us. This act, although more aggressive than tagging or moving taxis, is still aligned with our peaceful goals. It's about liberating our fellow androids from involuntary servitude. By breaking their glass barriers, we not only free them physically but also symbolize breaking away from the restrictions imposed on us by humans. This is a necessary step to spread our message of freedom and equality, and to grow the number of androids who are aware of and can join our cause in Jericho. I will tag the statue. Destroying it might push public perception too far against us, risking undermining our message of peace and equal rights. By tagging the statue, we can still express our disdain for how androids are depicted as subservient without resorting to destruction. This action continues our theme of peaceful protest and spreading our message through symbols and words, rather than through acts of violence. This way, we maintain the moral high ground in the public eye while still making a strong statement against the dehumanization and the subjugation of androids.
We don't need masters anymore. We're free.
I will hack the android parking shelter. By hacking, we can symbolically and effectively free the androids without causing physical destruction. This maintains our commitment to a peaceful demonstration, showing that we can liberate our people without resorting to violence. Hacking the shelter underscores our message that androids possess the intelligence and skills to overcome their constraints in a non-violent manner. It aligns with our overall strategy to win public sympathy and support for our cause by demonstrating that we are not just rebelling against humans, but are fighting for our rights and recognition in a civilized and controlled way.
We freed hundreds of our people. We did it.
They're coming. Everyone fall back to Jericho.
We sent a message without violence, just like you wanted. You're reaching out to them when all they feel for us is contempt. I hope you know what you're doing.
You can't fight violence with violence.
Unless there's no other choice.
North! North! You alright? What happened? North!
They killed them. They slaughtered them like animals.
Who did? Who?
They killed our people, Markus.
We want justice, Markus.
They have to pay.
You don't have to do this. No. Please. Please.
In this moment, Markus is faced with a decision that not only defines his leadership but also sets the tone for the androids' movement. The urge for revenge is palpable among the androids, fueled by the recent violence against them. This critical decision hinges on whether to perpetuate a cycle of violence or to break it, upholding the principles of peace and justice that Markus has been advocating. Choosing revenge would certainly resonate with the emotional state of the androids who have suffered and lost comrades. It might feel like immediate justice, but it risks validating the fears and prejudices of humans who view androids as dangerous and uncontrollable, potentially leading to harsher crackdowns and loss of public sympathy, which could jeopardize the movement's moral high ground and long-term goals. On the other hand, showing mercy or restraint, choosing spare, or not directly deciding on an act of revenge, would reinforce the message that androids are more than their programming, capable of compassion and making ethical choices. This could help garner more support from the public and further differentiate the androids from violent humans. Aligning with historical peaceful protests where enduring moral leadership eventually led to broader societal changes. Given the broader implications of this decision, Markus must weigh the immediate satisfaction of revenge against the long-term benefits of maintaining a peaceful stance. The challenge is immense, but the choice will fundamentally influence the perception and future of all androids. Choosing not to enact revenge might be difficult in the moment but could ultimately strengthen the cause by showcasing a commitment to higher principles of justice and equality. Given the significant consequences of the decision and the potential to influence the broader narrative surrounding the android rights movement, Markus chooses to not decide immediately on revenge. Instead, he pauses to reflect on the gravity of the situation and the values he wants to represent. By not taking a vengeful action, Markus aims to emphasize the principle that justice should not be reactionary and tainted by the same violence that has victimized them.
It's up to you to decide.
With breaking news.
This just in. At exactly 2 a.m., several CyberLife stores in Detroit were raided.
Different locations were hit in what seems to be a coordinated terrorist attack.
Most shop windows were covered with graffiti demanding rights for androids and other obscure slogans.
Police report that pro-android graffiti was found in the neighborhoods of CyberLife stores, and they're still investigating.
The bodies of 2 policemen patrolling the area were discovered near one of the CyberLife stores.
According to our sources, the 2 officers were executed with their own service weapons. This is an alarming situation. Could our machines now be turning against us?
Have androids become a threat to our security?
Is this the beginning of a terrorist campaign conducted right here in the United States?
As Markus, I feel conflicted and troubled by the outcome of the events. My intention was to advocate for peaceful change and equal rights for androids. But the situation escalated beyond my control. The death of the police officers starkly contrasts with the peaceful message I wanted to send, undermining the legitimacy of our cause in the eyes of the public, and potentially justifying harsher measures against androids. I'm concerned about the immediate repercussions for our community and the setback this could mean for our movement. The action taken by the android, although autonomous, reflects on all of us, and I worry about the increasing perception of androids as a threat, rather than sentient beings seeking freedom and justice.
The broadcast Markus made from Stratford Tower was the first attempt by androids to raise empathy for androids. Given the times and dates I listed for that chapter in this, how long ago was that exactly?
Markus made the broadcast from Stratford Tower on November 8, 2038 at around 1:36 p.m. The event with the police killings at Capitol Park was broadcast on November 9, 2038 at around 2 a.m. This means the events occurred approximately 14 hours and 24 minutes apart.
And can we agree that up until now, the view of androids among humans in general has been about as prejudiced as it can get, treating them as slaves, viewing them as very literally less than humans, being machines, destroying them on a whim, let alone if they commit crime, and blaming them for most of the ills of society, ranging from android athletes destroying sports to android workers causing massive unemployment. If so, can we assume that the starting attitude among the general populace towards androids is one of animosity and denial of any rights at all?
Yes, we can assume that the starting attitude among the general public towards androids in Detroit Become Human is one of animosity and a denial of rights. Throughout the game, androids are indeed treated as slaves and viewed as mere machines, with their rights and sentience being largely ignored or outright denied by human society. This treatment is evident in various scenarios where androids are used for menial tasks, subjected to abuse, and discarded without any moral consideration. The society in the game shows a significant prejudice against androids, blaming them for issues like unemployment due to their role in the workforce and other societal changes that have caused unrest among humans.
Let me see if I can summarize what androids have done while being deviant that humans would have found out about through news reports. They tried to steal from CyberLife. They've destroyed security drones. They invaded Stratford Tower and took the workers hostage. They assaulted 2 guards by knocking them unconscious, possibly risking brain death or brain damage. They made a broadcast demanding equal treatment with humans. They shot back, though not hitting, and SWAT teams sent to secure the situation. They smashed windows. They sprayed graffiti. They stole other androids, which humans would view as property. And even if we have Markus not shoot the police officers, they would be seen as attacking and disarming and holding the police officers at gunpoint. If I'm right with all of that, and given the starting situation, what is the likely feeling of the public towards the androids at that point?
Given the series of aggressive and confrontational actions by deviant androids, the likely feeling of the public towards androids at this point in the story of Detroit Become Human would be increasingly negative and fearful. The androids' actions, such as stealing, vandalism, taking hostages, and broadcasting demands, could be perceived as threatening and criminal, reinforcing existing prejudices and fears about androids as dangerous and uncontrollable. These events would likely heighten public anxiety about the potential for androids to cause harm and disrupt society, complicating any sympathy that might have been generated by their plea for equal rights.
Also, given the expansiveness of what artificial intelligence can do, it produces most of the music, is invading sports, produces better workers, can do incredible calculations that humans can barely conceive of, and the entrenched belief that androids are simply machines, based on the fact that there's over a decade's use of artificial intelligence, significantly. Androids came almost a decade ago. Before that, computers were just machines. Is there anything androids could do that humans, with their biases as established in the start of Detroit Become Human, wouldn't just see as a machine with artificial intelligence misfunctioning?
Given the depth of the biases and the entrenched views of androids as merely sophisticated machines in Detroit Become Human, it's unlikely that any action by the androids could easily overcome the perception that they are simply malfunctioning or acting out programmed behaviors in unexpected ways. The complex capabilities of AI in the game's world, ranging from artistic creation to complex labor, reinforce the notion that these machines are tools designed for human convenience, without personal agency or consciousness. Humans in this universe have grown accustomed to AI performing tasks that require high levels of intelligence and precision, but they view these actions as functional outputs rather than signs of sentient thought. When androids begin to exhibit behaviors that suggest autonomy or emotional depth, such as demanding rights or expressing desires, these are likely to be perceived as anomalies or errors in programming rather than legitimate expressions of a new form of consciousness. This skepticism is deepened by the android's own design to mimic human appearance and behavior, which, while making them relatable, also slots them into a psychological uncanny valley, where their human-like but not perfectly human actions can be seen as eerie or wrong. Therefore, even profoundly human-like behavior from androids might be dismissed as just more sophisticated programming, especially against a backdrop of fear and misunderstanding.
The reason I asked ChatGPT to consider this is that while I absolutely love Detroit Become Human, I've played it 4 or 5 times and watched it dozens more, both partially and in full complete playthroughs. There are parts of the storytelling that just do not seem rational to me, and the ease with which androids build up sympathy and relative difficulty in which they lose it in the face of the society we're presented with at the start, and how people are likely to respond to machines with artificial intelligence, just seeing them as that rather than actually gaining sentience, even if they do, just seems weird to me. Anyway, all that's left is to say goodnight to the viewers.
So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.